The Honorable, the Judges of ICIABET 2020, the Honorable all the Committee of this conference, and the Honorable all the presenter of this conference. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Annisa Fitri Anugrah Sari from State University of Jakarta in Indonesia. And in this quotation, I would like to present my research about analysis of Islamic capital education application for micro, small, medium enterprises actors in managing capital and earning integrated capital financing with Islamic banking. The world faces a virus outbreak known as COVID-19, which is increasing in population day by day. The increasing number has had a significant impact on several sectors, particularly in the economic sector. Indonesia's economic growth in 2020 has touched a minus figure of 5.32% in the second quarter, data from Badan Pusat Statistik 2020. Micro, small, medium enterprises are essential factors in increasing economic growth in Indonesia because they can increase state income and reduce unemployment. When pandemic conditions are in the midst of life, 50% of micro, small, medium enterprises are faced with business conditions that cannot run. Capital management is one of the causes of these problems, data from Databooks 2020. Seeing these problems, finally, micro, small, medium enterprises actors borrow capital from financial institutions as they played a role as supporting capital for micro, small, medium enterprises. One of the most visited financial institutions by micro, small, medium enterprises in obtaining capital is banking. Reporting from one of the news, namely Daily Finance, it was explained that many conventional banks had currently distributed capital assistance to micro, small, medium enterprises actors. However, the financing has not entirely run optimally. Many of the micro, small, medium enterprises actors think that there will be interest to pay when dealing with conventional banks. Micro, small, medium enterprises actors feel that this is not following Islamic principles, which are considered detrimental to one side. The next phenomenon in micro, small, medium enterprises today is that they are less than optimal in managing finance and capital during the pandemic. One of the causes of the lack of capital management is the wasteful nature which tends to want needs that are not needed. The next step is to carry out capital financing in many places intend to dig holes and cover holes. It causes more spots that take a long time to complete. In a pandemic, Islamic banking continues to show positive development. According to news report by Liputan6.com, Islamic banking grew by 9.22%. That way, Islamic banks can make a significant contribution to support Islamic finance. Sharia capital is considered capable of solving to this problem because people don't have to think about interest, that they are not following Islamic principles and prioritize profit sharing. The situation in Sharia capital for micro, small, medium enterprises is the lack of knowledge of Islamic financial literacy in carrying out these activities. Micro, small, medium enterprises actors need financial literacy to access capital financing, take advantage of the required financial products and services, and avoid financial instruments that will only harm one side. Knowledge of Islamic capital is very much needed by micro, small, medium enterprises today, so that micro, small, medium enterprises actors can carry out capital financing to Islamic banking. Although Islamic banking continues to show a positive trend, if micro, small, medium enterprises actors do not take advantage of capital financing with Islamic system, micro, small, medium enterprises will still find it challenging to develop. This is reinforced by data that Indonesia has the largest Muslim population, reaching equivalent to 87.2%. So it has the potential to increase the knowledge of micro, small, medium enterprises actors related to Islamic capital. Judging from some of the problem above, it can be concluded that micro, small, medium enterprises are currently having difficulty obtaining capital that prioritize the welfare of all parties and according to Islamic principle, because there is still a lack of knowledge of Islamic capital. Education about Islamic capital is needed to increase the understanding of micro, small, medium enterprise actors in helping to obtain capital financing. If micro, small, medium enterprises actors widely understand Islamic capital, micro, small, medium enterprises can bounce back and boost economic growth in Indonesia. The next for the research method. First, for the methods, the authors use research type is research and development, a research method that produces a particular product and to perfect the product. A validation task of the product is required. Next, for the samples, in this study, the authors took a sample of 140 respondents. The sampling techniques use probability sampling techniques utilizing simple random sampling. Third, for the sites, in this study, the authors took various existing sites because the data generated were valid and provided a correct explanation regarding the research to be product. Fourth, for the measurement, the study used an interval scale measurement using parametric statistics. In conducting the research, the writer gave a questionnaire to the respondent by giving 4 questions for first variable or x1, 3 questions for x2, and 4 questions for y. Each question for all variable had 5 scales. Next, for the data analysis, the authors use the quantitative data and using SPSS application to test the hypothesis of the research to be carried out. And for the last, it's the number 6, for the hypothesis, H1 is earning Islamic capital have a positive and significant influence on Islamic capital education application. And the next hypothesis is managing capital have a positive and significant influence on Islamic capital education application. For the result and discussion, micro, small, medium enterprise income has a significant figure on economic growth in Indonesia. The pandemic conditions have made it difficult for micro, small, medium enterprise to survive and were forced to close their business. Micro, small, medium enterprise actors find it difficult to get capital for the continuity of their business. In dealing with this problem, micro, small, medium enterprises seek to borrow capital from banks that prioritize the welfare of all parties and prioritize Islamic principle. Currently, Islamic capital has been widely discussed, but in fact, many micro, small, medium enterprise actors still lack knowledge of Islamic capital. Islamic capital will be integrated with Islamic financial institutions such as Islamic banking, which currently always show a positive trend. Not only that, but Islamic capital will also prioritize profit sharing and prioritize all parties without one party feeling disadvantaged. So it's necessary to increase knowledge by micro, small, medium enterprises actors about Sharia capital so that later micro, small, medium enterprise can get capital financing that has more significant potential and understand Islamic principle. Design the t-test for earning Islamic capital and managing capital on effectiveness of Islamic capital education application. Testing the hypothesis on that variable, it means accepted. This is because the significance value on the t-test on this variable is 0.007 and 0.001, and it fulfills the requirements for the acceptance of the hypothesis, namely the significant value must be less than 0.05. Based on the result value of the t-test for earning Islamic capital on effectiveness of Islamic capital education application is 2.715 with the value of the t-test of the T table 1.97. So it can be concluded that HO is rejected and HA is accepted. It means there is an influence for earning Islamic capital on effectiveness of Islamic capital education application. For the next variable, the value of the t-test for managing capital on effectiveness of Islamic capital education application is 3.349, with the value of the t-table is 1.97. So it can be concluded that how is to reject and how is accepted. It means there is an influence for managing capital on effectiveness of Islamic capital education application. And the value of the t-test for the earning Islamic capital and for the managing capital is show that positive value. So it means there are had a positive and significant influence on effectiveness of Islamic capital education application. And this is for the coefficient of determination for the variable, and the result of the calculation of the coefficient of determination can be seen that the value of r square is 0.241. Thus the effect of Islamic capital education application simultaneously on the earning Islamic capital and managing capital is 24.1%, while the remaining 75.9% is influenced by other variables. So, for the conclusion, Indonesia's economic growth during the pandemic experienced a significant decline. One of the sectors that caused a decrease in economic growth is the inhibition of micro, small, medium enterprises in carrying out their business activities. Micro, small, medium enterprises experience capital constraints and are looking for solutions to carry out financing that prioritize the welfare of all parties. Currently, there is Islamic capital integrated with the Sharia system, which prioritizes the interests of all parties. At this time, there are still many micro, small, medium enterprises actors who lack knowledge of Islamic capital. There is need to increase understanding about Islamic capital so that later the actors can also have more significant potential in carrying out capital financing for the sustainability of a business. Creative ideas related to the application of Islamic capital education will help micro, small, medium enterprises actors increase their knowledge of Islamic capital, which will prosper all parties and be able to consult directly with banks regarding capital and develop their business in the future. This application will also accommodate people who want to give in to help finance capital by micro, small, medium enterprises actors. The variable tests were the earning Islamic capital for X1, managing capital for X2, and effectiveness of Islamic capital education application for Y. From the hypothesis test conducted by the researcher, the results are as follows. First, earning Islamic capital has a positive and significant influence on the effectiveness of Islamic capital education application. So, it can be concluded that the earning Islamic capital is one of the factors that can affect the effectiveness of Islamic capital education application. And for the last is managing capital has a positive and significant influence on the effectiveness of Islamic capital education application. So it can be concluded that the managing capital is one of the factors that can affect the effectiveness on Islamic capital education application. From this result, the authors conclude that the Islamic capital education is indispensable for micro, small, medium enterprises actors to help them earning capital following Islamic principles that integrated by Islamic banking or other Islamic financial institution and managing their capital and will be easily done by utilizing the Islamic capital education application. So that's the end of my presentation. Sorry for all the mistakes I've ever done. Thank you for your attention. Good morning and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.